Hello, how's it going? Today, talking about the Korg Volca Beats. Now, the Volca Beats is an analog drum machine, and I picked this guy up for about 100 bucks Canadian used about a year ago. And honestly, I haven't played around a bit too much. At the time, I also had a pocket operator, and then shortly after it, I got for Christmas a circuit that kind of took over my drum machine. And over time, I've leaned on the Volca sample to be more of a drum machine than this guy. But before I make a full judgment on this, I want to try to see what I can pull out of it. So, I'm on lunch break right now. I'm going to try to put a quick song together of it. We'll see how it goes, and let's play. So you can see here, I'm just fiddling around with the clap sound effects. The clap sound effect on the Volca Beats is just an actual wave little sound effect file. So I'm hoping I can take advantage of it here to kind of make a cool little ARP sound. It's going to separate itself from the analog drum parts of the Volca Beats provides. So when I'm doing this, only have a couple things at my hand to actually adjust the clap sound. I can change the speed of the sound. I can use the stutter effect of the Volca Beats to adjust how that sounds like. Also, when I lay it down on the on the sequencer like I'm doing right now, I can play around with the tempo, and you'll see that that will affect how the PCM part sounds. So you can hear with just that one single clap sound effects on the beats, by playing around with the speed of it, by playing around with the tempo against the sequencer, and by playing around with the stutter, you can actually make that clap sound quite a number of different sounds. So after playing around for a bit, this is kind of what I ended up on my first go. And I didn't actually bring this through to the final result because some of the sounds I added in after this did not mix well specifically with this little background sound I came up with. So after coming up with that sound, I thought I would add a kick drum into the mix. Unfortunately, the final product of the kick drum did not mix well with the first sound I came up with, so I kept the kick drum and decided to come up with another sound after the kick drum, which you'll see.
Now I made an error and I forgot to record. I made a little kind of bass line to go over top of the kick drum, but you'll hear it on the final mix. What I'm doing now is I'm just trying to add a little bit of a chime on top of the bass line I came up with and the kick drum, so to tie it all together. And you can hear I'm using the PCM samples again to try to get some unique sounds out of this machine. Now here's the worst album cover art in the world. Is the crappy pierogies I made quickly after finishing this. But here's the loop I made in Reaper, recorded directly and with no processing or mixing done to it. Now you can hear the Volcas are quite noisy, so I'm gonna just do a quick little noise gate in Reaper to try to get rid of some of that background noise and maybe add a couple other little effects to see what we get.
So that was a nice lunch hour, a nice way to spend lunch with the Volca Beats. To be honest, this has been sitting in my closet for a number of months, so it was good to get it out again and play around with it. I was actually considering selling it, but after playing around with it for a little bit there, it's got some tricks up its sleeves. What I was taking advantage of there was there's a number of analog sounds on here, but they've also included a number of samples. So like with the Volca sample, you can load it up with your own sample sound effects. In this case, you can't load your own sample sound effects into this, but the clap sound and the crash and those types of sounds aren't actually being produced by the circuitry on board. It's just a wave file, I'm assuming, on a chip that you can adjust the speed with and also use the stutter effect, which I was doing there, to try to make those sound like musical notes to add a little bit more on top of just the basic drum loop. And so we put together a quick little loop there. Not nothing amazing, but if you had more time than a lunch hour, you could keep diving into here and see what you can pull out of it. There's more than you initially see with it. So I think I'm gonna continue to hang on to this. I'm not sure how much I'll play with around of it, but for $100, I might as well keep it. I don't know if the resale value. It's one of the less in demand Volcas, especially with the Volca drum and the Volca sample that kind of overlap what it can do. But it's still a nice, quick, simple, easy drum machine, and as you can see, you can pull some music out of it pretty quick. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the show. I'll try to do these as I can over lunch breaks as I get a chance, and keep on with the videos. And thanks to everyone for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Take care, all.